welcome back to my channel. Yesterday we were working on this CD cover. I can't really call it a case, it's just a paper cover. If you didn't see that video, I will put a thumbnail just about now and you can take a look at that one. I did actually receive today some fantastic, quite thick vellum. Let me get it around the right way because that's the reverse side. Oh, there we go, that's better. I don't know how well you can see that. I put two lights on, but it's very dreary here today. And I'll leave the link to this eBay shop. I think it's Luby Lou's, although I wasn't sure. It came in a beautiful envelope, so it's definitely a craft store. I'm not sure if she's on Etsy, but I'll check all that out. But she's on eBay, and I'm sure it's called Luby Lou's. It came in like a printed envelope, but these are absolutely beautiful, and they're very thick. It's nice chunky vellum, which I actually appreciate because I don't work very well with a thin vellum. I've tried cricket vellum that came with my machine and it all kind of split, and I just, yeah, and I thought I'd try vellum again because it's something I love, but I've just not been very good with it. So I picked this one. It was this sheet here, and as you can see, I've cut it down to size for my, is that two? No, that's just one. I thought it was stuck together. For my CD case. And then we have also got, if I can find it, this was, where's my template gone? Here we go. So this was the circle I kind of cut out yesterday, and this was the template that I used for decorating the outside. I kind of split this up, and then I could lay it on this paper and roughly cut out the circle. It was a bit wibbly, but it didn't matter because we were decorating here and here, and that was all okay. So I've printed off, I had trouble trying to find some paper that would go with this beautiful pink, but I wanted something bright. I wanted something different from yesterday. I mean, this is fantastic. This might work really well because it's got that colour in it. Or we have this purple. Don't think those roses are going to go. I really like this. This, especially the lace part. That's really pretty. So I think I'm going to go with that. So what you need to do is make yourself a template from one of the CD paper cases, and then you can lay it on your paper and draw round or cut, whatever you would like to do. Now yesterday I did actually use a pencil. It didn't work particularly well, I have to say, because I'm a bit wobbly, but we'll do it again. We'll see if I can be a bit more exact. And just go round and create a light, hopefully that's worked. Oh, that's very light. I don't think I'm going to be able to see. I must be able to see that. Can I? If I put my glasses on, I might be able to. Let's see. Ooh, not quite. I can see the top. I cannot see anything else. Okay, let's get that. I can just see some of it, but I can't see all of it. Might be worth using. What is this? This is a 3H. I'm using a really hard pencil, which is not the best thing to do. Let's use a really soft one, and then that may work. What have we got? 3B. Perfect. Yeah, that's not the best pencil to use. It's really hard. Okay, let's get that back on there. Right. Let's see if we can do a little bit better with this one. Oh, there we go. And a pencil's always useful because you can just rub it out. Oh, that's much better. I can see that much better now. I hope you can as well. You see that? So all I'm going to do is I want to come across, I think this is 5 inches. So I want to come across about to, I'm just going to go a bit bigger, about to there. I'll get my cutter because it's a little bit easier to get that straight. I'm just going to trim off, whoops, just going to trim off that part there. Okay, let's move that over there and save that for another project. And then all you're going to do, and I used my knife yesterday, let's move that out of the way. All you're going to do is just use your knife in the center of the circle. I mean, if you want to save this for another project and an exact circle, then don't do this, obviously. You know, you could start at the corner and cut round gently. For speed today, you know, forgive me, I'm not going to do that. But in future projects, I mean, I shall still use the paper, but if you want to keep that big circle, then by all means, you know, just cut here, you know, gently and go round. I'm not feeling particularly accurate today, so I'm not going to do that. Could all go horribly wrong. Right, now this is a slightly better circle that I've drawn from yesterday, so I'm hoping it won't be cut out as wibbly as the last one. It's not easy to do, I have to say, so I'm just going to cut out each quarter. And if you aren't great like me, then, you know, cutting out each part certainly makes it a little bit easier. But if you're more experienced, then you can just go around with your knife and cut that out and have a whole circle to use on another project. I shall just use the pieces, probably for collage or something like that. But, you know, whichever way you want to do it, might be able to get a half out of this if I'm careful. There we go. Let's just snip that there. Okie dokie. So I can still, you know, I've still got a half circle there and a quarter. But as I say, if you want to save the whole circle, then use your knife to go around and make a slit, and then maybe go around with scissors or your craft knife, whatever's easy for you. Okie dokie. Right, let's move those out of the way. You may be able to use those for something. Okay, now at this point, I'm going to grab my CD case and I'm going to glue it down. There we go. That's not too bad today. There's a little bit of white showing through, but I'm not going to give myself a hard time on it. What I would say is when you've got a colour like this, if you do have some of your distress inks and you, like me, like the coloured ones, and you can grab one and just go around the inside of that rim before you glue it on. So I'll show you what I mean. Inside of the, I don't know what to call it really. You know what I mean. We can just go around this one, and then I'll wipe off the excess from the actual plastic cover itself. So yeah, it's turned really cold here. Yesterday was incredibly windy and broke our patio door. Broke just the hinge, so I was not happy. It just, we had to kind of open it to just go out and sort of cover for our furniture, and then we were holding onto the door and the wind was just too strong and it just took the door and banged it, and then it just broke the hinge at the bottom. So I was not happy. I was just like, no, that's so annoying. I need a little cloth. Bear with me guys, I've got to get a little cloth just to take off the excess of the film. Here we go. And funnily enough, I have a purple cloth to match. So I'm just going to spray a little tiny bit of cleaner, which I sometimes use if I haven't got water up here. It's a really natural cleaner, so it doesn't leave me any problems. I'm going to go around the outside, and then I'll use a dry bit just to finish off. There we go. And that just removes any excess from the plastic. Okay, so now I've done that, let's just shift that out of the way. We can now glue this on. Will I have a stuck art glitter glue or not? This is the question. So I've just been looking at my bedroom again, because we've been here 4 years and we completely renovated the property, but I've never kind of had a theme for my bedroom. So I decided that I would look into, I have kind of very pale blue walls, very pretty blue. It wasn't my choice actually. It was the decorator, who I think was fed up with me kind of procrastinating over what colour I had. And he was like, I've got this in the van. So yeah. And I didn't mind it. It's very pretty, but I kind of had so much else going on with the renovations that it wasn't really a high priority for me. So I've now kind of added in a very bright yellow, and the reason I've done that is because I have a very large canvas of The Kiss by Gustav Klimt, and yeah, I really love it. So I'm kind of taking my cue from that, and I also have some decals of some really beautiful birds on branches, and they're kind of collaged birds, I suppose is the right way to say it. And some of those are bright yellow. They've got yellow kind of tapestry collage look about them. Just got a little bit there that I can see sticking through, so I'm just gonna, there we go. So yeah, I'm kind of looking at my room again and thinking, what do I want to do with it? I want it to be serene and pretty. And I've been looking and collecting a little bit of glass because I love vintage. I have vintage clear glass, a couple of pieces in my room anyway. I know a lot of people don't like clear, but my favourite glass is milk glass, and I know over in the US you guys have an abundance of it, and no one really likes it. I think a couple of people said it was making a comeback on YouTube, but you know, in every thrifting video I see, there's all this beautiful milk glass that I cover, and I'm like, why can't we get that here? And it's like 99 cents, and I'm like, oh dear, yeah, real shame. So we don't get a lot here. So I've been looking. I have managed to get a couple of pieces that I absolutely love. But yes, I'd like more milk glass if I could. And I'm just trying to decide on a theme really for the bedroom itself. So I've kind of gone with this white and blue glass look, very pale blue. I mean, I managed to get one milk glass vase, which kind of, it's milk glass at the bottom and then it goes up to pale blue at the top, and it's just very pretty. I'll have to show you actually. And then I bought some Wedgwood, which is not particularly expensive over here secondhand. I don't know what it's like in the States, but some of the Wedgwood pieces that are just still vintage, they're not very expensive. So I kind of did some bids for those. I managed to get a couple of those that are white with little blue flowers on. So yeah, I've been busy the last couple of days. Which is why I had a bit of a gap from crafting, and I've been doing tech again and all that stuff. So it's been really busy. So I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but today it is very drizzly, very rainy, very cold in the wind again. We've still got this wind here that was quite nasty last night. Did not enjoy that. Yeah, it's been a bit autumnal, I have to say. So there we go. I've done that. I do love these papers. I know it's very bright, but you know me, I'm not always a vintage girl. I think everybody, and again, I'm not being offensive to everyone, but everyone always does vintage, florals, botanicals. And, you know, I'm saying it like that because I love watching all the videos, but after a while, I kind of feel a bit stuck creatively. I'm like, I can't look at any more vintage photo being used on a botanical kit, and that, please, I'm not offending anybody, I love them. I've got them myself, you know. I'm doing a botanical journal at the moment, but I want each page to kind of pop with colour for this journal because I know my friend loves colour, and the journal is for her. So yeah, now let's have a look in here. I know I've got a lot of this. I think this is Stamperia, and this was their die cut kit, and I keep not using it because it is so pretty. And I keep kind of coveting it and going, oh, but it's so nice. But it's time to use it. It's no good it's sitting in my stash, looking beautiful and never getting used. So today, used a bit of it on one of the envelopes the other day. I'm going to pull it out because it's going to go perfectly with this envelope. And yes, I could do a contrasting colour, but I don't want to. I want to stick with this beautiful purple that is popping out of me and out at me and cheering me up no end on this dreary day. So that's what we are going for. There may be some of you going, my God, that's a lot of purple. But yes, I'm going with it. Bear with me. You may see something you like. Oh dear, so I'm just deciding where I want this beautiful little bird to go. I feel like he is flying, so I'm wondering whether this corner might be the best place for him. So we'll put him up there. So yeah, do tell me in the comments how you know, what your favourite is. Do you ever get bored of kind of vintage photo and florals? I mean, one of the reasons I love... sorry, let me think of her channel. Bohemian Crafting. She kind of had, you know, I'm sorry, I can't remember your name and I apologise. But she has this most amazing kind of look to all her pieces. Very vintage, very dark, very, you know, very rarely does she do something bright and botanical. She's got this real way of doing things that's very rustic, very primal. I just love it. It's just fantastic. I'm trying to think of other words. Primitive is probably a good idea. Just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love her channel. But just because it's something different. So No offense to anybody that loves the botanicals, but I like different projects to look different. I don't want this channel to be just one thing, because that's going to bore the pants off me and you. Yeah, so I hope I don't get a strike for saying pants. I'm sure that in this country that says something completely different to America, but it should be okay. Oh, there's another little bird. Oh, that is... Oh, no, I won't use two. No, that's too much. Even for me, that's too much. So I'm kind of looking at... I love these little signs. And as I have a plain background here, I'm wondering whether... I need to decide really what this is, because my idea was this is glued to the front and then any journaling card goes in the back. So I'm thinking that this here can be as crazy at the front as I want it to be, because it doesn't matter how much of that actually shows. It's with love here, which is quite sweet. Let's see. Just going through all these. This one, oh, have I knocked you again? Let me just straighten you up. There we go. That's my big head again. That's quite nice. How do you feel about that? I think that's quite sweet. A little message on it. Right, let's think about that one. I may use some lace on this, I think it needs something to kind of tone down this crazy colour. So I've got my white lace on here, and I'm wondering whether I want to kind of do a simple... I've got... Oh, hang on, what's this? So I'm just pulling out all kinds now. I've got this little heart one that's really sweet. Or we could go for the other one that I was pulling out, which is... Oh, and I've now lost it. There we go. Which is the more plain lace. I kind of like this one because it does work with that. You know, if I wanted to go really crazy, guys, I'd pull out the gold, which may make some of you cringe. But no, I'm not in the mood for gold today. Not on that one. So I think I've only got a small piece of this ribbon. So I say, let's use it up. I've been hoarding far too much and it's time to stop. I need to kind of start using some of my pretty things. And yeah, that's lovely. I like that. So yeah, I had the heating on for the first time last night, and you know that time when you kind of turn the heating on? I mean, I don't always check it, I have to say. I'm really silly because I should turn it on earlier on in the summer and kind of check it. But I do have a heating plan, so I guess that's why I'm not too worried. It's just like, you know, service plan thingy with British Gas. But yeah, I just kind of turned it on. You know, there's that moment like, what if this doesn't come on? I was like, I really should have checked it. But yeah, it was nice and warm in here. And I had a really bad treat because because of my steroids, I used to be very, very slim. I say very slim. I'm nearly 6 feet tall. 5'11" and a bit I used to be. I've probably shrunk a bit, so I say 5'11" as I've got older, and I do have degrading hips, so that's going to take a little bit off my leg length. But yes, I've always been just around 5'11", and I've always weighed kind of 10 stone, probably 10 stone 8 to 11, which I was quite comfortable with. It kind of put me with a size 12 waist and size 14 everything else, so I'd always like end up wearing a 14. But yeah, I was okay with that. It kind of looked okay. I didn't really worry about being skinnier. I'm not that type of person at all. But since putting on a lot of weight because of my illness, it's kind of got me down quite a lot, because it's not so much the way, it is the way that I look, but it's not a vanity thing. It's kind of looking in that mirror and thinking, who the hell is that? Not so much like, oh god, you know, I'm so overweight. It's just like, who are you? Like, I don't even know this person is staring back at me. So yeah, it's been quite tough, and I've struggled with it a little bit. I can't even remember where I was going with this. But yeah, so you won't see me on video very much, not until I feel a bit more confident. But yeah, I'm not a great fan of videos of myself. I don't know where I was going with this conversation. I'm just blabbing away as usual. Right, I'm just looking. I'd like something. I'm wondering whether this is worthy. I don't know whether to put a stamp here. Now, do you remember the other day we had these? I don't know whether to kind of stamp with the permanent ink a label or not. You know, when you're just not sure. I'm not sure what it would look like. Or I could go for a butterfly stamp, I suppose. Just to kind of, I'm just looking at what I have. I have a heart as well, which is quite sweet. I'm not sure whether to put a heart on this one with the permanent ink. I do like to try things that are a bit out of my comfort zone. And I've got this spotty one that I've never tried. And I just wonder whether we need some texture on it. Okay, I'm going to leave things out. And I'm just going to, you know, I'm going to procrastinate a little bit. But you're going to have to forgive me. So, oh, this is the Memento, so that's Rich Cocoa. And then I have Stays on Timber Brown. Now, I'm going to stamp this on a spare piece of paper first. And just get an idea of how this stamp looks, because I've never used it before. So, I'm just going to have a little look. Make sure it's all covered. Kind of looks covered. Okay. That's interesting. I quite like that. Right. And then, come on now, where's my butterfly? And I've even got, I actually got as well some stencils, which really naughtily I purchased, which could work on there. I'm definitely going to use those today. I need to start using things that I own. There's a little butterfly. Okay, let's just go for it. Let's just see what we can do with this. If I mess it up, I mess it up. I won't be happy, obviously. But let's just, I'm going to take that little bit off there. I'm just going to put some interest on this one. Just, you know, sometimes you just need to play around, don't you, with different things and go with your gut. I quite like that. And I'm just wondering whether I might go over it, you know. Just put a little one just in there and in there. And just kind of try and go for a bit of interest down the page, you know. I just think I want another one here. Take that little bit out there, if I can, without smudging it too much. Little smudge. Okay. And another one on there. Yep, that's okay. That just gives us just something else to the, you know, to the image you're playing around with. And then I think I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to put the butterfly. Let's see. I think I'm going to put it there. Oh no, look, I just messed that up completely. Let's wipe it off really quickly. I guess that's a good thing about plastic, that even with permanent ink you can get it quick. Right, let's just go for it. Being far too cautious. There we go. How's that? I think I quite like that. So you're out of shot there for a minute. I'm out of shot. Right, let's leave that there. I don't want to do any more, just a little touch. So that's just given me a little bit of interest to the envelope, you know, with that kind of print down the side. I like that. It's something a little bit different. So what you could do is, if you wanted to have this as your backing, you could put something in front, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stick with my plan, which was to, I don't think I need these, which was to have that vellum as my back, and then kind of just to decorate over the front. Let's see what this one looks like. Maybe we'll put it this side. I'm just looking to see what balances it out. I quite like it there. It's amazing how different things look, isn't it? Ooh, maybe there. Just that slight bit higher. Yep, I like that. I'm going to put that down straight away. Dum, dum, dum. Oh, I know what I was going to say. It's just come to me. I was going to say that I don't eat anything. I try to keep my weight down. I've got to go on another diet because no matter what I eat, it just goes on to me as weight. It's ludicrous. Anything that's nice, you know, anything that's even got a tiny bit of fat in it, it will make me put weight on. It's pretty horrible. My doctor doesn't understand. He just thinks, you know, he said just, all he keeps saying to me is portion size. And my mum, who often comes with me at these appointments, she literally would quite like to jump up and tell him what for, because it's just ridiculous. If he actually saw what I ate, then he'd shut up maybe. I mean, my diet has to end up being on a 1,200 a day diet, which is really hard to really lose any kind of weight. It's just really difficult, because the other thing is steroids do make you hungry. The way I combat that is I just drink plenty during the day, and that tends to curb it, and I kind of ignore the hunger pangs and say, nope, that's just fluid, that's just my steroids. And you can kind of mind over matter it, but he kind of refuses to believe that there's any issue. So yeah, I've put quite a lot of weight on. And it's just that thing of like looking in the mirror and thinking, oh, God, what happened there? But as my family keep reminding me, it's illness. It's not like I went out and ate loads and loads of mad things. But as a treat last night, I had an Indian takeaway. And honestly, it was just the best thing. It was so lovely. I just had like one dish and rice. That's all I had. And oh my goodness, it was like heaven, because I just don't eat that stuff. I just can't eat it. Yeah, so it was lovely last night, and a nice glass of red wine afterwards, which was just great. Okay, and normally I was really good as well there. I measured it out like I always do, and yeah, so there we go. There's my whinge over. That's where I was going with my weight story, and then I just completely forgot. I was just about to tell you about dinner last night. So there you go. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. The other thing about this weather, it's gone so horrible that none of my dogs want to go out. They're like, no, it's warm in here. I've got 4 little dogs, tiny little dogs. You've seen Jess, she's small. Molly's small. The next one is about Molly's size. She's a Shih Tzu cross. And then I have Daisy, who is my emblem, my logo in my Etsy shop and on my YouTube channel now, because I hope you've noticed I've changed my header. And yeah, she is my biggest dog, and she only literally weighs 10 kilos. So that's not huge, is it really? Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to put some glue all over the back of here, and hopefully that won't get caught too much. I think it's just on the plastic down there. I don't want that to smudge, so I'm going to put that over there. Make sure I get the right side to this. Yeah, there is a right and wrong of this vellum, which I'm discovering. So I'm just going to try some art glitter glue and see how that goes. I'm just going to, oh, that makes a scrunchy sound. I'm sorry if that makes your teeth go on edge. And we'll just put this into the envelope itself. I just hope the art glitter glue doesn't show through too badly. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. I think I'm just going to run the outside, because I'm just a bit worried that that's going to show if I put any in the centre. I've not worked with vellum very well. If you've got any tips for working with vellum, please let me know, because I would love advice. Okay, this is going to be tricky. Let's see. As long as we've got some glue in there, I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to take that off the top there and see, make sure that I can get my hand in there and push that down. I think that's okay. I'm probably going to take this opportunity as well just to cut out. I know there's like a weird finger part there, but I'm actually going to cut out a circle on this one if I can. Don't know where the back's gone to this cutter, but never mind. I'm just going to cut out about there. And the reason being is I want to be able to see the vellum through there. I want to be able to get my hand down, and I also want to just, I'm going to make a funny opening here, and I don't mind, like a keyhole, like so. There we go. And then I'm going to put something inside the back here. I really like that. So we've got 2 very different ones going on at the moment. We've got a very traditional kind of botanical that I was talking about, green and blue, and then we've got this bright funky one here. So that's 2 completely different ones there. And then you could, I haven't put any any ink by accident over the back of this one, unlike yesterday. So I can leave that white, or you know, it could be glued in like this. Again, you could cut the flap off, or you could have the tag. You know what would be quite nice, to have something sticking out of there. So you glue, in fact, let's do that. So you glue this down. I need a big tag, don't I? A huge tag. Oh. Now, I have to have a huge tag somewhere because I've got so much stuff at the moment. It's ridiculous, just floating around my desk. Just trying to get my computer to wake up. Let me see. Just looking over here. I have got some embossed papers here that might work. I'm not sure about the colour though. The kind of colours that I'm not really a fan of, and that's why I kind of emboss them, ready to do something with them, something a bit better. Let's see. Don't know what these are. There's some things floating on my desk here, and it looks like a load of neutrals. Let's have a look. Aha. Yeah, there's some huge tags here. Now, I don't think they're going to be long enough because I'm talking big. I need a big tag. So should we make one? Let's see. I don't want this paper though. I want something a bit different. Where is, let's see, where's the other paper that I saw earlier on? Okay. I am one for contrast. Maybe not that much contrast. Yeah, I think I need something neutral. I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to have a search. Oh, sorry guys. And I'm going to find the perfect chunky tag to go in this little booklet. Now, I told you I was going to go chunky, and boy, I wasn't kidding. I've seen this and I just thought, you know what? I'm going to enlarge this and make this huge because, again, I like to do things differently, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody do this. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this out, and again, we're going to need to back it with some stiff card, I think. And again, I'm going to put some lines on the back of this. I'm going to put some vintage lined paper because this needs to be a nice big chunky card, journaling tag card thingy. Now let's see, I think this would make it quite thick. It wouldn't be the type of thickness I want. Let's see if we've got any thicker card down here. I'm delving in my stash as we speak. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Nope, that's no good. Nope, still searching for something chunky. Okay, let's just put it on the back of here, and then I'll find some thicker stuff, or maybe I'll 3-layer it. That would be the best thing to do. So we are going to use a really huge tag. The best bit, it will still fit in a journal. That's the nice thing. It'd fill up a whole page. And you imagine the journaling that you could do on the back of this. This would be great. Okay, I'm just going to run this down here. A little bit of glue on the back. There we go. Let's pop this right on the edge. So then I have to cut a couple of sides. That's always worth remembering. If you've got a corner, use it. And then we'll trim. Let's make sure I get that as close as possible. We'll trim right the way up here. And then definitely going to use an eyelet, I think. I've got some very wide eyelets, as you know, that I purchased with my crocodile. So we can use those. And I think this is going to look fantastic because we can pop it in the back of, I said booklet, it's not a booklet, it's an envelope. We can pop it in the back of here, and I think that looks pretty awesome. And look, you can just see the flower from the tag through the vellum, and I love that. There we go. Right, I'm definitely going to do that tag now before I forget. Okay, now I need to remember which is the big hole. Okie dokie. Right, let's... I think this is the... Yeah, this is the 3/16, sorry, 3/16, this one. So I'm going to just put that in the centre there and pop that out. And then I need a big eyelet. And I'm going to use, what shall I use? I'll use one of these vintage ones here. Or shall I use the darker? I think I'll use the darker one. Okay, and I have to remember how to do this as well. I need the instructions. I always have these when I first started using because it does tell me. So I need I don't even know what that's called. So these are actually called yeah, these are embellishments, I believe. They're just as they are. So for this one we need B and base 1, I believe, which is silver, which I think, yeah, I've got in place. That's fantastic. No messing around there then. And then I believe that this goes in this way on that little bit there. And then takes a bit of getting used to this, I won't lie. And then we hold it like that. And, oh, and we pull. Push. I knew what I meant. There we go. I've done it. Woo! I'm getting used to my crocodile. This is good. Apart from dropping the eyelets all over the floor. So there we go. So you can put some thread in the top there. Or whatever you would like. I love the fact. So you can see you've got the vellum there. And then as you put the flower in, it just becomes visible just behind that vellum. I love that. There we go. Yeah, I'm very happy with that. So there you go. That's the second of our CD cases. You get the idea. I may do one more video just with something different again. I'm thinking I'm going to add some envelopes to it or some flips. So stay tuned for that one tomorrow. Until then, I hope it's not too rainy where you are. I hope you enjoyed that little video. It was off the cuff as usual. You know, if I feel like turning the camera on, I will. Nothing's planned in this craft room. I hope you take care of yourselves and I'll see you all again then. Bye. Take care.